Just give me a sec.
And 5 p.m. is not that bad. It's 7 p.m. where I'm
at. Well, it's 5 p.m. here and my brain is fried. It's so hot here. So, can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it. I think he's got it, Giantkin.
Well, let's see. So I'm
Rage quit.
sharing in 1080p. Let's see if that's too much.
Love it. All right, well, we got a pile of stuff to go through today. That's fairly important. So we'll just start with check-ins and then more people will trickle in, I'm sure. So this is the governance call, 25th of July. I'll be facilitating from a remote location in northern Saskatchewan. So excuse my internet. I am feeling relaxed. Yeah, just so check-ins, how you're feeling, what your focus is this week, and any intentions for the call. We'll keep it down to 45 seconds max. Feeling pretty chill. I am camping with my family in an undisclosed location. Focus for the week is to test, give power, and develop some fast follows for nice token and fix vesting. Intentions for the call, fix vesting, and facilitate. And I'll pass it to Lauren.
Thanks, Mitch. I'm excited about your weekly plans. I'm feeling like really overwhelmed, and my focus for the week is testing give power and making sure that we're getting ready for launch, plus like setting up all the comms for that, and also the same for the Angel Vault, testing Angel Vault and getting it ready to go out, plus planning the Twitter for the month of August, because I'm going to be, or the month of August, September, because I'm going to be away for a few weeks and I need to empower somebody else to do it. So I need to write like a bunch of different tweets for many weeks. And my intentions for the call are just, I want to take a moment to talk about the give power thing because I need to put that snapshot vote up, which is long overdue. And there were a few questions in the forum, so just want to make sure we clear them up. And also this vesting thing that I'm a big proponent of sending back to the distro and making it right. And I will pass it to Marco.
Thank you, Lauren. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all. Nice to be here. My intentions for this call is basically what you, Lauren, brought up is the distro thing and like what's the ultimate decision after that. So I want to make sure I'm present and know what the decision is so that I know what are next steps. Also intentions to see if there's any open proposal or anything up for voting that I missed maybe. That's basically it. Distractions. I got people running behind me in and there, going in and out. That's just the only distraction, I think, and heat. Pass it over to Rainer if you're ready.
So yeah, camera's on. Good. I'm feeling very hot. It's really extreme right now. I also feel a little bit overwhelmed because I lost 2 weeks because of the COVID thing. So I have lots of stuff now. And I only have 1 week left before vacation starts here. And I'm going to be off with the kids for a while. So my focus this week is to get this sorted and also to think a little bit more about how to move ahead with the Connect group now that Melody's leaving. That's one thing on my mind. Intentions for this call. I think I'd like to learn how a governance call works. This is my first one. So just understanding a little bit the process and stuff. And also put one of the forum posts on the agenda if we have time to talk about it, about the project governance, power project incentives, project give idea, if we can get to it. And I'll pass on to Claire.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Rainer. I'm feeling good. I'm happy to be feeling well again. And my focus for this week is mainly on some project outreach, some content planning for social media platforms support, and also improving my understanding of Give Power and some testing of Give Power as well to help the understanding. And I'll pass it to, I missed the beginning of the call. I'm going to try Suga. Have you been?
Hi, thanks, Claire. Hey, everybody. Good to see y'all. So I'm feeling okay. Just arrived in California, so a bit discombobulated with time changes and all that stuff and being around family. So part of my plan this week is to do some juggling with that, a different sort of juggling than the usual juggling. So I'm tackling a recap of our experiences at the conferences these last couple of weeks. And yeah, getting up to speed with all things related to Give Power and NICE and Angel Vault. And that's probably it. So I will pass to Marco if that's
Marco already went, but let's give it to Kotabe.
Okay.
Hey everyone, thanks. So I'm feeling good, motivated. We have nice weather here in Mexico. My intentions for the week is to keep piloting the work. Praise Mage for starting that and go into the details. And that's also like my intention for the call, to really start going into the details of what will the best process for paying the bounties will be. So that's from my side. And I'll pass it to Santix.
Thank you, Kotabe. Morning, everyone. Feeling great this week, besides the heat. Intentions for the call is to just catch up and get into testing of Give Power and better understand the token that besides the token, Vault, Giant Vault. And I'm focused on finally launching the collection for burning. All right. For the Burning Man collection that we've been working on the weekend with the final tweaks, and hopefully minting will be available this. And I'll pass it to Moinik.
Hey everybody, I'm feeling good. My focus for this build is just to finalizing the test and do lots of releases and other stuff. My intention for this call, if we have time, I would like to have your idea about the roadmap. And now I have to jump off after 3 minutes, I think, because I have toothache and I'm tired. I pass it to Danny Bell.
Hi, good morning, guys. I am feeling a little over-caffeinated at the moment, and my intention, but other than that, I'm good. Kind of feeling back to work a little bit today after taking some time off, so here to catch up, vote on what I need to vote on, and yeah, that's about it. I don't know who to pass it to, though. I'll give it back to you, Mitch.
Yeah, let's send it to Ashley.
Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, wherever you are. I am feeling so great today. I am back at my house and feeling grounded, and I took all day yesterday to just be alone and connect, and that felt really good. So I'm feeling super focused, and my focus for the week is just to really take advantage of having 2 monitors again and be as efficient and productive as I can, and I'm actually really excited about that. Yeah. My intentions for the call, I guess I would like to talk about one of the projects on the platform that has come up in question with the verification team and maybe get some advice there, but it's also not as pressing as some of the other agenda items. So if we could have some time to talk about it, that'd be great. And if not, maybe we get to it another time. And I will pass it to Amin.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. My intention is call to listen, be helpful, and I appreciate Mitch if you share your screen with higher resolution, because it's hard to read on your screen. And your screen share, yeah. That's it. And my distraction, I may do some development behind the scene. I'm a little tired because last days were intensive for me. That's it. I pass it to Marco. Have you gone? Oh, it's hard to tell. Banking, have you gone?
Marco,
Suga.
Marco already went. Suga already went. Can we pass it to Jake?
Thanks, guys. For me, feeling pretty good. Still battling a little something. Focus for the week is the donor survey. It's about to go live later today. Intentions for the call. I just want to hear a little bit more, Mitch, about the NICE token, and like Marco, if there's anything that needs to be voted on, jump on that. I will pass it to Matteo.
Thank you, Jake. Hey guys, happy to see you all. Hope you have an excellent week. No distracted. I may do some development as well while talking, but I like to stay in the loop and just be aware of everything surrounding the DAO. That's it. I think I'm the last one. Or Danny, have you gone?
Danny
Yes.
already went. Marina, Claire, I think Jess.
Yeah, I think yes.
Jess and then Nico.
I think I'm the last one.
Yeah, take
Yeah,
it, Nico.
thank you. My intention for this call is just to be updated and to catch up with everyone. My focus for the week will be to attend to contributor queries, support everyone, and to help out where I can. I have no distraction. So yeah, passing it back to you, Mitch. Thank you.
Okay, great. I'm going to be a little bit ruthless on facilitation because we have so many things to talk about in this call. If we can go over time just to get through it, that'll be great, but we'll see how far we get. Okay, first and foremost, sending back vesting for redistribution. So looks like we made a mistake, and the vote that I made to send out everyone's vesting wasn't allocated to them through the give stream like it was supposed to be, but instead the full amount was sent to them. So that was 10% of your total vesting that was sent directly instead of streamed. So realistically, everyone was only 20% of what they got up front, and the rest would have been added to your give stream. So the implied issue is that that adds a lot of give to our circulating supply, and that could ruin the give economy, or just kind of wreck some of the reward programs we have by having basically too much give out there all at once. So what do we do? I know Lauren has a strong opinion. Maybe you want to go first?
Yeah, I liked also Monique added a suggestion as well. I think we should actually all just send our full vesting amount back to the token distro, and then we do a new vote to send it out properly, like with the liquid amount in the stream. The problem is that with all of our estimated calculations for the APRs that we're going to have in the give farm and for things like give power, it's like if we had our contributors with 500% more, like it's like 500% of the give they should have staking in those pools. It's like we're going to be eating up all the APRs from our other contributors. So then it would be like, oh, don't stake your give and don't do this with it. And it just makes it like very complicated because that amount of give really isn't supposed to be out there within the hands of people who are like actively using these things. So I think the cleanest way to do it that requires like the least effort from everybody, because if we don't do that, it would like require a lot of like, don't do this for everybody's brains. But like, it's just, we make a spreadsheet. We're like, this person needs to send back this amount, blah, blah, blah. Everybody sends it back to the token distro. We link the transactions, like we put the links to the transactions in the spreadsheet as well. So somebody's just like in charge of keeping track of them and making sure that they're all there. And then we make a new vote to redistribute the vesting. That's what I think that we should do. It seems clean.
Yeah, that seems like the best idea. Obviously, this requires people to send back the give that they were sent. So I want to know if there's any objections right now to doing that.
No, I don't have any objection to it. I manage my stuff every morning, so like I seriously already staked it and voted with it.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I said, let's get a praise upgrade going.
See, that's not fair, you guys. Go on, do that. Stop it.
Hey,
Well,
we're being on top of our shit, man.
Yeah, I just saw it on the Zapper after I was harvesting, and I didn't really know that it was, send me this reward, and I saw it on the Zapper and I get surprised. And after that, I just noticed the notification that's me sent it.
No, when I executed, I saw it right away, and I didn't know if that would be appropriate to ask everybody to send something back that was sent to them.
I have no objections to that. I'm gonna send it back as long as there are like clean and nice instructions with the amount. I mean, I already checked my amount, but like just the wallet address where to send that will be fine. My only question is, are all people on this call here who received that? What is the number of people, and who's gonna take the lead on making sure everybody sends actually everything back?
I would suggest this is a good job for Algene. He's really good at this.
Yeah, amazing. All right.
And maybe Mitch, you could just work with Algene so she can DM everybody, and she can even use my Telegram handle to chase people down if need be beyond her own. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about asking
people are on
Algene to do it rather than using her to do it.
She would love to do it. I already know this.
Okay, great. I just like the wording. She's a human, not a tool, Griff.
Yeah, well, she's begging for work, and this is right in her wheelhouse.
Yeah, my only request is if there's like, if Algene can just like send us the number. I'm already digging on a lot of numbers, and I'm I said, over caffeinated. So don't make me work my brain work more.
Well, listen, literally, you have to do no homework. Okay, we'll figure out the exact amount because it's right there in the DAO how much you were sent. So like in the DM, you'll have the amount that you need to send, where you need to send it. You just do it. You give Algene the transaction link, and then we update the spreadsheet. It's like, it really doesn't have to be complicated. And I'll just work with Algene and we'll do it.
And on stake right away,
Only 600 anyway. Okay. I won't need more time, but is there any objections to that plan? Okay.
What chain was that on?
Gnosis chain. Okay. Well, that's easy. Are we feeling good enough to move on?
Can we do like a quick couple minute brainstorm on how to prevent something like this from happening again?
Yeah, I mean, you all need to look at the votes, and if there's a problem, like flag it.
I think that distributing responsibility like that doesn't work, and probably what most I think for large votes like this, or even maybe we could say a specific. What I would suggest is that maybe for any kind of specific size, that you have at least an understudy who can check these things. And then at least take 2 people to have the oversight.
Before making the transaction?
Yeah, just like someone to review your code that is also.
Yeah, I mean, normally Amin helps me out on that. If it's EVM CRISPR, like the only person that can really look at it is Sam, unless somebody wants to learn. But I mean, like the problem is just like the vote was done wrong altogether. It was like a straight distribution. Anyway, whatever.
Do you think simulating it would have helped?
No.
All right.
No, it was just the method was wrong. It needed to come from the token distro, like an allocation, instead of just a straight payment from the treasury. So that's not something that would like show up in Tenderly. It would just be like somebody who is in the know of what was supposed to happen, or like what we said we were going to do, and then realizing that there was like something a little bit wrong. Which I mean, like, if you looked at it, like I looked at it and I realized that my mistake was like pretty visible. Like you could see the direct payment, but I don't know. Nobody was in know that voted on it.
Yeah, bugs often
like
go.
if Griff looked at it, he would have been like, "This is wrong," and like,
Yeah, and and so I mean I could be that person, but it's probably better not to be me. So maybe it's like Carlos or Mohammed or like a back end dev.
I mean,
or
it's not
even
a back end issue. It's just like a method, Like a few key people design this double vesting thing, and so it's like, they're the ones in the know.
Well, then what I would say is maybe it doesn't even have to be a regular person. I don't think EVM CRISPR is so complicated that someone couldn't review it. It's not that hard. And so just maybe like getting someone to sign off on any big proposal, any big transaction. At least, when I was like engineer, like I would make a design and then I'd have to go give it to someone else to look at the design, understand what's happening, and then sign off and say that they also agree with it, and that.
Yeah,
I have a question.
Can't make it worse, but you can ping me next time.
What happened with the stream allocation? It went to 0%. It didn't happen at all, or what happened there?
What I should have done was sent the vesting amount from our treasury to the token distro, and then allocated everybody a stream of that amount. But instead, what I did was send everyone directly the full amount. So rather than getting a give stream, the vesting through the give stream, you just got it sent directly to you. So you should have got 20% upfront and then 80% streamed.
Yeah, so basically what we're saying here is like we should have like for larger transfers, we should have like a QA process basically. Just as a prevention, not saying Mitch is going to make this mistake again or whatever, but I assume it was just a concentration issue or whatever for this time. But like in the future, maybe we have like a checklist, like to-do list, like I need to do this, and that. And then like just have like 2-3 volunteers that can be pinged at some time to just go through the checklist and make sure everything is fine before hitting the button.
Okay.
And this is like the quarterly distribution for contributors. Are there other transactions that would fall into this, or is this like this quarterly process?
I think we'll have more transactions like this in the future. We're moving big amounts.
I mean, we can make a rule for that for any large transaction, whatever the nature of the transaction is.
I think we're coming around to the same idea, and I think we'll more or less figure it out. We're about halfway through the call, and I think we know what we need to do right now. Can we move on to the next thing?
Yeah, you're right. Good with me.
Thank you. Okay. Next thing, paying out bounties. How should we do it? So I got into D-Work. I made a couple bounties, and people jumped on them very quickly. And so it looks like D-Work is working, which is great. How should we pay people? Do you have some ideas, Kotabe, or should I just spit mine?
Yeah. Well, my general idea was kind of like collect some 10 bounties from different working groups and start piloting them, and then ask for a budget for that. So to have kind of like a general budget for that. But I think that in the future, the way that I see it work more efficiently is that each working group steward asks for their own budget for bounties. That's generally me, but like praise Mitch, thanks for using it and for seeing how quick you got responses. That was super nice. Nice pilot. And well, right now we have those that I think we have to figure out faster, and then the general process for the new ones. Yeah. So far, like that's the way that I think it might work best to kind of like give each working group autonomy over some budget to ask for bounties. I can collect a first batch for different working groups, and then later on, each working group can get their own. I don't know. That's just my idea.
I have something to say here. I think it will be hard for working group stewards or leads to estimate like what is the monthly budget needed for bounties, because they could be like ad hoc things. So I would rather see maybe just a fixed budget that is just allocated for bounties, and then each person, like every person that creates a bounty knows exactly, or should at least know, like how to estimate that bounty and like what is it worth, you know? So for example, I will be creating a bounty for a design issue, and I can estimate, oh, you know, this is going to take maybe 2-3 hours for someone, and it's fair enough to pay them that amount of money, right? And we can then create those bounties as long as we have the budget for them. But a fixed budget would be predetermined maybe for each working group, instead of trying to predict and estimate what that will be on a monthly basis.
I think the main problem here is like scoping our decisions to like people who are most in the know. So like if you want to create a bounty, Marco, how can we make sure that the right people are in the know and all the people who aren't in the know don't have their bandwidth eaten up? So I think it's cool to have like a running purse or like a running budget for working groups to make bounties and to vote on them based on like how much funds they have in their thing. And so this is the baby step to basically working groups managing their own budgets, right? So the first thing is working groups managing their own bounties. And so that was part of this HR upgrade, where basically DAOs that want it can have their own treasury and their own voting app and their own voting token that can exist within the NRGive. So basically, a working group can request a budget for bounties from the main treasury, and then the people that are in the know can actually vote on each individual bounty that gets released.
Yeah, can we maybe just an idea here, a thought, can we run like retroactively budget allocation per working group after like, you know, a couple of months? Like we just get some funds for the bounties for first couple of months and then just see like what's the average, and then just retroactively request those funds or something like that.
I don't understand. For the bounties that have already gone out?
Yeah, so for example, we create bounties and we just, you know, say that the bounties were that amount of give or whatever, how we're going to be paying, and it immediately gets paid, and then basically we just calculate that on the, oh no, actually no, that doesn't work. You know, no. Silly me,
Look,
sorry.
The only bounties that I'm aware of are about $100 worth of give. They're two different bounties. I was surprised that people submitted work right away to translate some stuff, and that's, from my end, that's the outstanding amount. It's about 1,800 give. So that's what we need to pay out right now, but then we need to figure out, you know, working groups request their budgets. The DAO looks at the budget. They say, okay, we're willing to give this amount to this working group to spend on bounties. And then they get that, and then the working group has to work within their means given to them.
I can work in the proposal, not to take more time right now of the community call. I think I understand the insights that Markup is bringing, and I think it's good. Like, how do I know? How much will I need per month? I prefer to have some open, kind of like budget, but it's pre-authorized, and then I can plan for the next maybe quarter. And so I'll make a proposal. Maybe I'll just ask for bounties for all different working groups. Yeah, and we can talk more about it on a forum proposal. And if someone has some ideas, like, feel free to send me a message if you want to move on this talk. But thank you.
Okay. How does everyone feel about moving on?
Yep, I'm fine.
Okay, great. Extend the give farm again. Katabi brought this one up. So the farm will be ending in a month, I think, exactly, or almost. So we need to figure out if we're going to make that extension and what we're extending.
Hey, yeah, I have opinions. So we're gonna launch the Angel Vault hopefully before the end. I imagine before the end of the month, and also give power. And so I really think that we should get rid of my opinion is that the only things we have on mainnet are the Angel Vault, and it also shows the Give Power staking card. And then Give Power staking will replace the Give staking on Gnosis chain, so we won't need to extend that. And then the only thing that we might want to consider otherwise is the Give Die Honey Swap pool. I mean, we already have a lot of liquidity on Gnosis chain because of our token swaps that I'm not really sure that buying the extra liquidity for Gnosis chain liquidity especially makes any sense. So I'm kind of in favor to end the incentives program except for the Angel Vault and for Give Power and maybe one other open to debate.
Okay. What were you saying to have just on mainnet? What was it?
Angel Vault, and also we will show the Give Power Give staking card, but in order to use it, they'll click that and they'll be like, bridge your Give, and then they'll end up on Gnosis chain.
Okay. I think there's a lot of value in having a Give ETH pool. I think the Give Die pool is redundant with the Angel Vault, but with Ether kind of bouncing back and we hopefully have hit the bottom of the market. I think there will be a lot of direct upside in keeping a Give ETH pool active. Because if everything's tethered to DAI, then it stays stable. But if we don't have strong main liquidity on Ether or something that could go up a lot, then our price kind of stagnates.
I think it makes sense to maintain more. We have not succeeded at doing enough token swaps on mainnet to totally remove our mainnet farms beyond the angel. I think it's a fair argument to say that we could keep the balancer pool or keep some other mainnet pool. The 80-20 balancer pool is pretty nice.
Okay.
So I know most of this. I know most of this is people who are in the know and crypto savvy and whatnot. But I do have like a pool of individuals that have been gathering give, and I'll need to get this information to them. Like every time we change something, people that I've trained who are farming, I have to get information to them because they're not on like crypto Twitter and all of the usual routes.
Okay. Well, we'll have it fairly well communicated, and there'll be, at least one or two things to vote on. So like none of this will be a surprise when it actually happens. So I think you should have enough time to let people know. I think Griff's idea is sound. So to that point, we have you give power, which links to Gnosis chain. We have the Angel Vault, and then we have the Give ETH balancer pool. That would be 3 farms. Well, 3, 2, but 3 on the UI. And then how do we feel about the Give ETH sushi swap pool on Gnosis chain?
Get rid
Because
of
that
it.
would be the one.
Get rid of it.
We have so much, so don't get me wrong, pegging to ETH is great, but we are also pegged to Fox and Gnosis with like, I think Gnosis's liquidity is around $600,000. And the amount that we pay for farms is so much. It's so high. Token swaps are such a better deal. I don't think that we need. I don't think paying for another pool on Gnosis chain adds any value.
Okay.
And we still have the upside to the market with these token swaps.
Okay.
Griff, do you remember? Because we were calculating how much, like, we were actually paying on a monthly basis for like how much liquidity, and I don't remember exactly how much it was. Do you remember what it was?
Well,
it was crazy.
If we do the Angel Vault, because those numbers are in my head. If we had the numbers, it'd be easy to do. But if we do the Angel Vault, it's like what, 20% of 7 million tokens over 6 months, and we're estimating 400K, right? I mean, it's pretty bad. It's a lot. It's a lot of money to keep. It was like 20% or something like that. We pay 20% on the liquidity. I can't remember. I'd need to see the numbers, and then I'll put it up.
Well, listen, just as it is, like, so I hear that we'll have on Gnosis chain give power, and then give XDAI. That's what we're saying.
No, I think we just have only give power on Gnosis chain.
Just give power, so no more give XDAI.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are there, just saying that by itself, are there any strong objections right now?
I don't have any objections. I just have a question. Would the single staking give still be available on XDAI as a farm the same way that it is now for voting? Okay, so we would have give power and then like essentially G-give, but it's the same pool?
Yes, it's the same pool. So the give power will replace that, but I mean, if you're staked in that pool, you won't have to do anything. Like you'll still be staked. It'll just move over. You'll also have give power, and you have the option to lock your tokens, but you just get still G-give 1-to-1 ratio with the amount of give you have staked.
Yeah, just so you know, the give power like lockup staking is relative to the unlocked staking. So when you just stake G-give, when you stake in the pool, you get G-give, and then you have the option to lock your GGive for up to 5 times the returns.
I don't want to get stuck on Give Power tutorial right now. It's okay. I think we have enough information to make a forum post on this one.
All right,
Is
so
there
the
anyone?
forum post is that the farms are going away in 1 month, right?
The farms will be downscaling considerably in 1 month.
So there's 1 month to keep farming and then it downscales. Okay.
Tentatively.
It's more like it's being replaced, though. I mean, like the Angel Vault would be a huge opportunity to earn rewards and also get a stream and give, and then also you'll still have staking with Give Power, and you can earn more by locking it. So it's like, I think also when we communicate it to people, it's not like they're going away, pull out your liquidity. It's actually like there'll be like different opportunities. So like stay tuned for like how things change.
Okay.
Cool. Lauren, can you and I chat about this offline at some point? I just want to make sure I understand it and communicate it correctly to people.
Okay. Just to remember, this isn't set in stone. This is the beginning of a process. Okay. Cool. We got 17 minutes, and we're not even into the forum yet. So let's have a look. Just a quick note in the multi-sigs. This is sitting here for a while. If you're on the donation.eth multi-sig, on mainnet Gnosis chain, just swapping out Shell for Hannah. Hannah for Shell. On our Giveth matching pool multi-sig. So this has been up for 2 or 3 weeks. Just please sign it and get it done. Nothing in Snapshot. In the Give Garden, we've got the Praise upgrade in there. In the NR Give DAO, there is nothing at the moment. So yeah, just go ahead and sign that multi-sig thing if you're on the matching pool. Gnosis safe. We won't take the 5 minutes to vote. I hope that you all have done it, or we'll do it after the call. I've got 5 things here, and I'm going to. Does anyone have a strong opinion on what to talk about first?
I do, because I actually had added an agenda item up at the top that I kind of wanted to touch on. So I hope that we could maybe use some time to do that. And I hope that's okay. Basically,
go ahead.
Yeah, it's up there. So up at the top. Basically, the verification team has come to a precedented moment where we have found a project that is in question. And I kind of have like a little bit of anxiety talking about this, to be honest, because the project in question is owned by Griff. And I was going to make a forum post, but maybe nobody else has any objection the way that I do or the verification team does, and we want to allow it to continue. But yeah, I'll give some context, I guess. So all the Common Stack was a campaign on Trace where people would pay membership dues to be part of the Trusted Seed. And when we moved over, now Griff has created this project on Giveth.io to represent that, and it's called the Trusted Seed. Well, I don't know. Recently, I just found out, so I guess part of my anxiety not only is that this project is owned by Griff, but also that I feel kind of like I've been being deceived since the beginning. So people who have been paying membership dues to be a part of the Trusted Seed have been receiving givebacks, which in my opinion is not what the givebacks program was designed for, and those can't really be considered donations if they're paying membership dues. So I guess I just don't really know where to start with this. Maybe nobody else has a moral objection, but I can't, with a clear conscience, continue to let those membership dues receive givebacks without at least bringing it to the surface and seeing how the rest of the community feels about that. Like maybe everybody wants to let the Trusted Seed be exempt and they don't have to follow the rules and they get to participate in the givebacks program. Maybe maybe I just need to make a forum post and we work it out there. But I just wanted to bring this here and see what kind of information or advice I could get, because I don't really know how to move forward on this.
Right. Okay. Well, then maybe let's let Griff. You got something to say?
I think that we should just build a partnership with the Trusted Seed, I guess. Like in the end, when we get to GERVs, we're very likely to use the Trusted Seed or some solution like it, and so it's kind of like I feel like if verification team doesn't think that the membership should get givebacks, then well, first off, like, so sorry for I want to apologize for the no clarity, because we were rejecting some membership dues through scholarships, and so it's very easy to think that all membership dues were being rejected, and when we were only rejecting the scholarships for givebacks, because that's recirculating. So that's definitely a lack of clarity on our side, although there was no like specific like attempt to deceive. And then I think that if verification team doesn't think that Trusted Seed dues memberships should be getting givebacks, then I would say we should try to build a more official partnership that says why Trusted Seed is an exemption, specifically in that it's because it's like a partner project, and so they still they can become part of the givebacks program through an exemption kind of a thing.
I definitely think this should be a forum post in some way to say, now that we've identified this, we want to be really clear going forward for any other projects that want to offer any kind of membership benefits, so that we're setting a good precedent with our own projects, how others would be able to see how to do this properly going forward.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a donation if people are paying membership dues. So I think I raised the flag on this when we were doing retroactive givebacks, and I kind of just, threw my hands up in the air and I said, okay, whatever. But I think Ashley has the right of this, and this is kind of a weird thing that somehow we're letting through, but very few people are looking at it from this perspective of a Trusted Seed partnership, and there wasn't like a clear consensus, saying like, okay, this is allowed because it's the Trusted Seed. So I think the automatic answer is that I think it's pretty clear that we shouldn't offer people a service or a membership from people making donations. This isn't like Kickstarter or something like, and that was pretty clear from the beginning that projects can't do that by our verification standards.
My internet cut out at the most worst time. I missed a little bit, but I caught a little bit of the end. They're saying, it looks like the way to move forward is to figure out a way to have a partnership with the Trusted Seed outside of the Givebacks program.
So what I would say is, at least at first, I would suggest that we keep it inside of the givebacks program because of the development overhead that would be required to do something else and design something else. So like we can like say this is a partner project that gets givebacks, but it still is like an exception to the rule, at least in the short term. And if there is a drive on the development side and space in the roadmap on the development side to add that in, then we add that in.
But there's the assumption that you think that people think they should get givebacks. Like, I don't think they should get givebacks, and it sounds like the verification team is of that opinion as well. So we can't make that assumption that we should continue to give them an exception.
That's fair. It is very much a partner project though, so we can, so like you wouldn't want to have a partnership with the Trusted Seed to like subsidize due payments?
I mean, we have to figure out what the partnership is, but we can't just assume that some people think we've been doing it wrong, but we should just keep it as is because they're a partner. Like that doesn't that still just leaves people with a bad feeling about continuing with the status quo. Like we have to stop giving, like if people think we should stop giving them givebacks and then like make a partnership, then that needs to happen. But the obvious thing is that like if this is a place for people to pay membership dues, then it shouldn't be givebacks eligible. If that's explicitly what this project is for, like if you're taking the trace where people paid membership dues and just making it a project on Giveth, then if that's the only function of this project, then it shouldn't be givebacks eligible. That's the easiest development change.
I only think this is something we should have subsequent conversation on outside of the governance call. Thanks, Ashley, for bringing it up. I'm just thinking about precedent and other membership programs that are projects on Giveth, and what we do with this, like I said, sets a precedent for any other donations that are for scholarships or people that receive benefits for making donations.
Can I just say something here? So like we have a nonprofit here in Croatia, and basically all membership dues are considered donations. So every member of our nonprofit here does monthly payment for their membership dues, right? But it is seen and considered as a donation. So even though I do agree with the fact that we shouldn't, like the trusted seed shouldn't be eligible for givebacks, and I think like that's a total different thing, and maybe we should figure out a new partnership thing. I just wanted to mention that that the membership dues are in some cases, well here at least in Croatia, seen as a donation, right? And so they are treated that way. So basically, like if I would create a project on Giveth for my nonprofit, which I've done for a different project, but like if I would like to collect those donations, quote membership dues, I wouldn't be breaking any rules. I may be breaking some rules of Giveth though that I'm not aware of, but then I should inform myself, right? And I would not expect to receive givebacks for those donations. So I would then rather create a separate project for just whatever donations, and then for membership dues, a separate project which is not eligible for givebacks. And so in the future, if we were also discussing to remove the verified badge, whatever, and just write eligible or not eligible for givebacks, in that case, my project will just say nothing, right? And the other one where I'm collecting donations like normally, it would be eligible for givebacks. So that would be, some sort of a difference. Anyway, just wanted to say that.
And I did kind of take this into consideration because I think that with some membership dues that I think that could be okay. And then I thought about it, and in this case, I don't know how your organization works, but if anybody can become a member, that's one thing. But with the Trusted Seed is only certain applications are accepted, and it's not open to just anybody being a member of the Trusted Seed. And I think that that's really where the excludable part comes in. So I guess that's where it felt weird to me.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I mean, this discussion could probably go on now. So I guess, Mitch, you want to move forward or something. But like, if there will be a proposal on the forum, I think I would vote no on givebacks eligibility for Trusted Seed membership dues. And then like if there was a separate project just for Trusted Seed to collect any kind of donation, I would say yes for givebacks eligibility.
Okay. So I just want to like maybe summarize this with some action points because we got 5 minutes left. I see that maybe we need a vote to decide that if the Trusted Seed should remain givebacks eligible, and maybe this is for give holders, for Energive. And then I'd like to see something more formal about a partnership with the Trusted Seed.
Okay, I can handle creating a forum post with a vote about the givebacks part. And I don't know, Griff, do you have the space to maybe write a draft of what a partnership could look like with the Trusted Seed outside of givebacks, or?
Not the best timing for me. I might try to work with Max to execute on it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Mitch, where are you taking notes on this? It's a bit confusing where in the agenda it belongs, just to make sure that we're
Trusted Seed project. It was all the way back up at the top.
Was it at the top?
Sorry, it's on my screen, but I realize I'm not sharing my screen this week.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to make sure everyone can see it. Then we
I took kind of half notes and was actively engaged.
Hey, can we talk about Give Power for a second? We only have 3 minutes left in the call, and I'd really like to get this snapshot up.
Okay, do it, Lauren.
Okay, cool. So a lot of you, I think, read this post on Give Power, which is like a summary and requesting incentives. There were a few questions in there that I just kind of want to address. I want to put the snapshot vote up like now. I mean, I said I would 5 days ago, so anyway, it's late. But I want to do it now. So I just want to make sure that there's no further objections, that everything makes sense. The questions were really around like, so we're proposing to allocate 7 million Give to the incentives program for the first 6 months. The people will be able to lock their Give tokens for a 26 round period, so actually 1 year. But we do plan to extend the incentives program after 6 months. The reason that we're suggesting to do 6 months initially and not the full 1 year period is because there's a lot of assumptions being made in our APR calculations. We're assuming that there's like the amount of people staking, we're assuming the amount of people who are locking for longer, locking for shorter. There's just like a lot of variability. So after a period of time of running the incentives program, we'll actually have more information and know whether or not we want to increase or decrease the amount of rewards. So that's the reason that 6 months first, and then we'll extend it later. So it's not like we're just going to run it for 6 months and then just like people lock their tokens and we send them out to pasture. The other question that was on there was regarding, oh, I don't remember what was the other question. Shit. Oh, it was regarding the amount. So we allocated time of the initial Give distribution, 20 million Give to Give Curation, which is like 20 million Give to Give Power. Give Curation was renamed Give Power. And we're suggesting to use 7 million of that 20 million Give like for the 6 month period. And we do probably want to run this program for later. The problem is if we decrease that amount, and then the APRs will be kind of like low and pretty unattractive, especially for people to lock their tokens for a longer period of time. So I think like 7 million Give is kind of like that. It was kind of like as low as we could feasibly have made it using all of our assumptions. We won't need to top up the token distro right now because, like I said, there's 20 million Give allocated to Give Power. Eventually, like after we run this for a year and a half, we might want to top up the token distro, but also of that initial allocation to future roadmap projects, we allocated 10 million Give to building a multi-chain trace, but we're probably not going to do that. So there's like 10 million Give that's in the token distro that's like basically has no owner, and like maybe we won't need as much for GiveFi or blah, blah, blah. So I think like the token distro amount will like change over time. So we won't need to top it up now. And I just want to know if there's any other questions or objections, or if I can just put this up on Snapshot. And I want to have pass. I want it to pass. So will you vote yes, considering those answers?
I think 7 million is safe enough to try.
Okay, cool. Great. Okay, cool. I'm going to post a snapshot on it later today then. We're out of time, so I'll pass it back to you, Mitch.
I agree, and especially I think on the context of like potentially shutting down other farms and these being a replacement.
Cool. All right. Well, then I'm glad to hear your agreements. Yeah, just a few things. I know we're at the top of the hour, but if we can take some time to look at these things that we didn't talk about on the call today. So we have the Giveth referral program that I believe Ahmad drafted. So go in there and check those out. Should we reward referrals that lead to a donation? Is there a minimum donation amount? How much do we reward them, if so? The mandatory updates for verified projects. How do we go forward? Automated or manual checking of updates. What are the metrics that we require them to post? How often? What should they contain in the updates? And what are the repercussions for basically not having an update? Angel vaults. Griff has the proposal for the jagged staircase. I made a new one for the ranging mesas. So now we have a battle of proposals, which is always great. So go ahead and read those, and then we can move forward with the Angel Vault, which I think is time sensitive. And then the last one is the incentives / governance power for projects. This is the give forwards, etc. By Rayner. And so there's still lots of discussion happening there as well. PSAs, remember the deadline for the NR Give distribution for Q2 is on August 5th. So you've got less than 2 weeks to get in your request for NR Give tokens. Buddy reviews and calculating and submitting your stipends for your cost to go to ETH Barcelona. Okay, so please take some time to go through those things. Leave your opinion, collect your expenses, do your buddy reviews, submit your token requests, all those things, okay?
We'll have a body review tomorrow. If any of you want to like send some feedback, it will be much appreciated.
Great. Okay, wonderful. Well, we're 3 minutes over. So I'll let everyone get back to it. Don't forget some of the call to actions. So snapshots, forum posts, things like that. Please follow up with things that you said you were going to do. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Mitch. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Mitch,
Yeah.
bye guys.
Great job.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Hey, Griff, you have a second?